anticipated matchups of the entire regular season. Two national championship contenders, each ranked in the top 5. Which side can step up and deliver on this big stage? Welcome to Gainesville, Florida, and the Swamp, the home of the Florida Gators. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, LSU Tigers, taking on the third-ranked team, the Florida Gators. EA Sports College Football Chris Fowler, joined as always by Kirk Hermstreet. Kirk, let's get right to the action. Now the kickoff team is out on the field. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. Tackled at the 22. Good job by the coverage team. From the shotgun now, here's a handoff inside. Breaking free at the 35. They get him down, but a big play moves into the 45.
Chris, I know it's the first play of the game, but boy, nice job by this offensive line. The back gets behind him, picks up some positive yards.
One massive play, and suddenly they're at the plus 45-yard line here. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. Scanning the field. It's Bailey. The sure hands. It's Pringle. Both teams trying to set the tone in this high-stakes collision here. Kirk, a long way to go. We expect this battle to come down to the final minutes.
Well, both these teams have been chirping back and forth during the week. I'm sure they're finally excited to be out on the field together. And this is the kind of matchup you just have to have an aggressive mindset, attacking all game long and find out who the best team is late in this game.
They test the middle of the defense, but get nothing.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
Big moment on the opening drive. They face third down. Out of the gun now on third down. Throwing for his running back. He flips it to the back across the middle. They bring him down with the junior quarterback showing off the cannon.
That's exactly what you want to see here from this offense. A big third down conversion. Offensive line did their job, giving the quarterback enough time. Great read, good execution, throws the ball accurately. And now you got some momentum going here on this opening drive.
Makes the catch downfield. Stop made at the 5. The offense will have first and goal now.
Chris, a great ability by this quarterback to get outside of the pocket and place the football right where it needs to be for the first down.
Here's the snap, looking to throw here. Bringing pressure. Down he goes. It's a sack.
It just looked like the quarterback was holding on to the ball a bit too long that time, allowed the defense to be able to get the pressure, and they come up with a first sack of the game.
So from the 9-yard line, it's second and goal. Line for the end zone, running it right up the gut. No stopping him on that one. Touchdown, Florida.
Chris, we get so caught up in this era of the spread, of throwing the football, and the quarterback and the receivers. This is a great example of the value of having a running back that has a nose for the end zone and can take it in for a touchdown.
And he knocks the PAT right down the middle. Bringing it out. It's Parker. He stop at the 20, trying to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. And it's a bunch formation. Back to pass. It's Russell. Receiver makes the catch. Defense surrounds him. Just a short gain on that completion. Both sides told us they knew this was going to be a challenge. The biggest test they've had so far this season. Good to see this matchup get off to a good start. Bodes well.
Chris, I'm just excited to see how this game's going to unfold. Both of these teams are going to be so fired up throughout the entire game. I think it's going to be a true test of wills between two teams that have performed as they're destined to be in that postseason at the end of the year.
Caught near the sticks. It's Watkins.
The key here, Chris, is the timing by the quarterback. The fact he got the ball out quickly gave his receiver a chance. One more hitch or a slight hesitation, and that's an incompletion or an interception.
First down, looking to throw the ball. With the catch, it's Green. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice gain there. LSU getting set with a 1st and 10 now.
Well, there's no time to sit there and talk to each other as a defense. You give up a big gain for a first down, and already you got to get lined up because here comes the ball again.
Just underway, and this home crowd is fired up and ready to make a difference today. Quarterback looking to throw it on 2nd down. Finds his man. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. On the run here, lets it go. Can't hold on. Good defensive play. Brings up a 4th down.
What a hit there on 3rd down. The timing was perfect, and now we got a big 4th down play.
They need 8 yards on 4th down to keep this drive going. Back to throw again. Fires it to the wideout. Can't connect in the long throw. Incomplete. A 4th down stop.
Chris, what a great job here by this defense on this 4th down play. They knew exactly where to come up with that stop to get the turnover on downs, and they did it.
And the Gators offense retakes the field. They really had the defense off balance in the last possession, mixing the run and pass extremely well. Lets it go quickly, but they don't make the connection. That one is incomplete.
That's a misfire there, Chris. This passing game has got to be able to get into sync and find a rhythm.
Lines up for a 2nd down play off the incompletion. Back to throw. It's Bailey. Grab down the middle. It's Pringle. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
Chris, one of the things I love about this running back, it's not just this defense trying to defend him running the football. As you can see here early in this game, trying to get him involved in the passing game. Great call.
Challenging spot for the offense. It's 3rd down and long from the 45. Dropping back. Looking to throw for the first down. On the move now. He'll throw it now. Caught behind the line. It's Pringle. They make the stop just short of the marker. It's going to be 4th down and inches to go. He's looking to throw. He's got it, enough for a first down. He's in the clear. Finally stop at the 4. Great catch and run.
Just great execution here on this 4th down to keep this drive alive. And what I love is the accuracy from the quarterback and a good job by the receiver knowing where that route needed to be able to catch the ball and pick up the first down.
And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Chris, down here inside the 10-yard line, these are tough yards to come by. Positive yards. Good push inside there by that offensive line.
All right, second down and goal now for this offense. Takes the snap and takes off on the run. And he could not be stopped. Touchdown, Gators.
Chris, that's what I love about this quarterback. It's a great touchdown, but he shows you his versatility. We know he can throw it, but here he shows you his speed and how he can make the defense pay for that as well.
And he knocks through the PAT. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. He's going to return it from near the goal line. And he stopped at the 20. Tried to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. Here's the first play of the drive. Scanning the field. It's Russell. Looking for a man deep down the left side. And it's hauled in way downfield. Touchdown, LSU. He wins the foot race to the end zone.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
With the extra point, they're down 14-7 now. He's going to bring this out a few yards deep in the end zone. He's tackled at the 17, so a bit better to leave it in the end zone for a touchback. And the Florida offense retakes the field. The last possession was a passing game clinic. They moved it right down for a touchdown. Can they keep it going? The gain is 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8.
Defense does a really nice job here of being able to contain that run game, held him just to 2 yards. Chris, to me, this changes the playbook a little bit now for the offense. The guy calling the plays at 2nd and 8, that's a different deal. Now he's got to probably thinking about going through the air instead of staying on the ground.
Through the first quarter, both quarterbacks have been lighting it up as the stats reflect. They've flipped into the field, ready now for the second period. Here we go, first play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a 2nd down play. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. Looking to pass here on 2nd down. Quick throw, catch made on the out route. He bring it down, but he reaches the 30-yard line.
Defense kind of lost the running back here. Makes a nice catch and gets the first down in the process.
Offense will set up on 1st and 10. Here comes a handoff. Zero running room. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
That is called gap integrity. Nice job by this defense of taking away that inside run and then using their speed as the back tried to bounce that to the outside. There's just no room to run.
Offense getting set. 2nd down play here. Dropping back. It's Bailey. Looking for his big tight end. It's intercepted. Tried to fire it into a tight window. They can't stop him. He'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Well, the quarterback ends up being a tad aggressive, and he ends up paying for it with a pick. I get that that might be part of his playing style, but there's a difference between being aggressive and being careless.
And that Bayou Bengals offense is back out on the field. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. He bought some time, now lets it go. The receiver makes the catch. They bring him down, but a solid game there on 1st down. Looks to be just inches short of the marker.
The receiver does all the work here. Man, that is easy living for this quarterback. Really good footwork by the receiver. Gets the separation. And at that point, it's just pitch and catch for the quarterback.
Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play. The offense knocking on the door with a 1st and goal. The defense swarms him in the backfield. He had nowhere to run, loses 2 yards.
Well, if you're going to run an ISO play with that pulling guard, the running back's got to do a better job of getting behind those big linemen to hope that a hole will open up. Here he tries to bounce it to the outside, and there's just no room out there.
He's going to lose yardage here. The defense pursues and forces him out of bounds. Offense moving backwards here, a long way from the goal line now. Looking to throw on 3rd and goal. Looking for 6. And it's picked off in the end zone.
Well, they're rewarding for going to this nickel package, getting more awareness on the field with that 5th defensive back, and a nice job of coming up with this interception.
And the Florida offense is back out on the field now. This offense trying to bounce back the last possession and then in a pick. Here's the option play. Pitch to the back. He'll be stopped for a loss on the play. The defense all over the option that time.
Well, when they called that one in, I doubt they thought it was going to go backwards like it did. Normally, you can get a few out of these option plays, but they got nothing here.
They lose 3 in that play, so now it's 2nd down and 13. Important play coming up. Quarterback making some changes at the line. Looking to throw. It's Bailey. Makes a quick grab. That's a quick tackle, but they pick up solid yardage on that short throw.
You see more and more offenses in college football going to 3 receivers, and the slot receiver a lot of times can become the go-to guy. He gets mismatches against either safeties and nickel.
Looking deep down the left side. And the deep shot falls incomplete, but wait, there is a flag on the play, so we'll check that out. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. So the offense comes up now on 1st down thanks to that costly penalty. Ball handed off. They try the middle, but gain nothing on that play. Well, Kirk, he played in rivalry games. No shortage of inspiration, but how do you manage the emotion of it all?
Well, I think you need great leadership from the team. Sometimes teams don't handle the emotions of it, and the game can get sideways on you. The teams that play the best in rivalry games are the teams that have the best leaders to keep them focused on the task at hand.
Oh, and he dropped it. You do not see that very often from this guy. He's going to bring up 3rd down. They come to the line, a long way to go for the 1st down, but needing this crucial conversion right now. And now the defense will call a timeout here to make an adjustment on their side before this crucial play. Offense facing a 3rd and long from the 25. What's the call going to be? Dropping back. They're going to throw for the 1st down. Taking a deep shot here to the right. And it's hauled in. Catch made way downfield.
And you just continue to see the chemistry between these two. And they told us yesterday in our production meeting, they spent hours and hours of working and developing that chemistry and that rhythm by throwing together throughout those summer months. And, man, it's starting to really pay off. He's become...
Looking for a deep completion. Caught near the goal line. He makes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida.
That's what makes this guy so dangerous as a wide receiver. He can catch the ball underneath, shake and bake, and go by you, or use his speed to get around you and make a big play like this for a touchdown.
So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Fielded in the end zone. It's Parker. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. So they begin the drive here in the final 3 minutes of the half. Looking downfield, it's Russell. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived at the same time as the football. And now it's 2nd down. The incompletion makes it 2nd and 10 now from the 21. Motion by the back. Defense better adjust. Catch made on the out route. And he runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there. That'll put him over 150 yards today. Kirk, he is putting on a show on this big stage.
How great is this? On this stage, as you mentioned, Chris, just playing his best game. He's been in sync with his receivers. Back there, has time to throw. Just having a dream performance.
It's an out route, the catch made. And he'll make his way out of bounds after gaining decent yardage. Hold on a second. The replay official has signaled that he wants to have another look at this play. Well, they took a look just to confirm it, but it looks like they got it right on the field. After the review, the play will stand. Getting set. Here's second down. Looking to throw again. Turns it loose downfield. He's got it in the open. They finally tackle him, but all the way down to the 20-yard line. This LSU offense is moving quickly down the field. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Caught quickly. And the defense swarms, not much of a gain on that completion. They'll crank up the tempo here on second down. The time is running out. And the quarterback drops back, looking for an open man. The receiver grabs it. Tackle is made. It's a short gain, well short of the marker. They crank up the tempo here for this important third down play. Looking to pass. It's Russell. He's got it right near the end zone. Tackle is made at the 4. It'll be first down and goal.
Well, it's third down. The defense knows he's going to get the ball. You still can't stop the quarterback finding this receiver to be able to pick up another first down for this offense.
Well, they test the middle there, but get nothing. Backed up to the 5-yard line now for second and goal. And you'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. And the crowd really making some noise now, trying to help out this defense to get this stop near the goal line. The pocket breaking down. Pressure and drop back at the 8-yard line.
Boy, how about this defense? What a job there on third down. Backed up close to their own goal line, come up with a huge sack on third down, and force the field goal.
Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Launching one to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Tigers. How in the world do you lose track of the reliable tight end on that play?
The only thing I can think about is the defense is so locked in on the wide receivers or maybe the running game that they just forgot about the tight end. The guy's wide open. That's an easy throw.
He'll take the return and try to get some better field position. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. So here we go, the first play of the drive. Less than a minute to play before halftime. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Gets rid of it on the move. Caught over the middle. It's Hawkins. They bring him down, but the drive has now reached the 35. The Gators hustle to the line to run the hurry up. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Looking to pass. It's Bailey. That's reeled in. It's Pringle. Runner scoots out of bounds after gaining decent yards.
That's what I love about this guy. He has the ability to sneak out of the backfield. The quarterback's able to find him open, checks it down for a nice gain.
Now it's second down here. Looking to throw here. Tries the right with a quick throw. Falls incomplete, broken up by the defender nicely that time.
Heck of a job here by this defense in defending this big tight end on this route. Had him covered kind of inside and outside. No matter which way he went, they had a defender ready to knock that ball away.
Caught near the sticks. It's Brown. Heads out of bounds after a solid game.
Well, that's exactly how you dice up a zone coverage. Nice throw downfield here on third down, and a really good route to give the quarterback a chance to make that play.
And looking to throw now on first down. And they heave it deep downfield. Deep ball caught inside the 10. He's brought down at the 6. The offense will have first and set up at the right hash mark for this chip shot. The field goal is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. The Gators will kick this away to get the second half going. Bringing it out, it's Parker. He's tackled at the 17, so it would have been better to leave it in the end zone for a touchback. Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. The passing game was effective in the first half. Let's see if they continue to lean on that as they try to make up the deficit here. And it's incomplete, even in a first down throw. He was under some heavy pressure.
He just has to be protected better than that. He's the guy who can shift the tenure of a game. It's the offensive line's job to ensure he's kept clean.
To throw, it's Russell. Catch made over the middle. Tackle made after a big gain. The offense really clicking here.
Look at this, Chris. After that big gain and a first down, they're already at the line of scrimmage, ready to get this up-tempo offense cranking.
It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw. Good pass rush there on first down.
Boy, this one's on the offensive line, Chris. They've got to do a better job of protecting the franchise quarterback. This guy's as good as there is in the country, and they're letting this pressure get to their quarterback. You either get the ball out faster, or the offensive line's got to do a better job of taking care of their guy.
Urgency now for the offense that hates to come up empty on this drive, down multiple scores. Looking to chuck it again. Wrap down the middle. It's Watkins. They get the third down conversion. First down now from the 37.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
So a positive play, Kirk, with the crossing route. This is the defensive communication the coaches were worried about in this game.
Yeah, it really is a challenge in this call. When the offense goes with that deep crosser, that defense has to do a good job of communicating, really keeping their head on a swivel to understand who's coming into their zone. That time they just lost the receiver and they gave up a big gain.
And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. What's the play call here on second down for this offense? Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Throws it to the right. Finds a man downfield. That's a big gain to the right.
Boy, really good job up front here by the offensive line, giving the quarterback plenty of time for that route to clear underneath before he made the throw.
To throw, it's Russell. Quick throw, testing the middle. He's got it with room to run. Tackle made, but the sophomore quarterback showing us the arm strength.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you...
Touchdown, LSU, as they come roaring back now. They were backed up to start the drive, but some bold play calling, great execution, and they reached the end zone.
You know, it's easy to just kind of pull your horns in and get conservative when you're pushed way back close to your own goal line, but not this offense. They came out, showed the confidence that they have in their quarterback, and it paid off. Nice touchdown.
PAT is good. They draw within 3, 24-21. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And the return starts just inside the end zone. He steps out at the 25, the same place that had been a touchback. The Gators offense retakes the field. They're going to run it. Watch the defender. The game moves the ball to a 34.
Setting the tone early with good runs like this could really wear defense down and keep the defense guessing. That's why some of the best coaches of all time have primarily done it with great run games.
Inside give now from the shotgun. Try to run it up the middle, but get nothing.
Chris, textbook job by the defense surrounding the runner and preventing that play from being bounced to the outside.
Third down play, looking for a fresh set of downs. Can they pick up the first on the ground? Brought down, but it's past the line of the game.
Boy, Chris, you cannot overstate how big of a conversion this was to be able to pick this up on the ground. Yeah, the offense still has the lead, but you can just feel the defense having all the momentum with the points they've been able to compile. And that run right there picks up the first down and can kind of settle things down a bit.
And the defense smothers him for no gain.
My gosh, this offensive line's got to do a better job of blocking. The defense was zeroed in on the ball carrier and absolutely nowhere to go for the offense.
And a decent gain there before the defense brings him down. So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. Third and long. Back to throw. It's Bailey. Deep shot toward the end zone. Oh, it's going to be incomplete. Very lucky to avoid an interception there. Risky throw.
Boy, not only did they drop what looked like an interception in their own end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum in their favor.
And the Gators will have to kick it away. And he should be able to pin them back deep here with his first punt. And the fair catch, signal for and take it. And here comes that LSU offense back onto the field. They were able to punch it in the end zone last time. Looking to do the same thing here. We'll see if the defense can make adjustments. He makes the grab. And that completion, Kirk, puts him over 300 yards passing today.
Yeah, anytime a quarterback has a day like this, really it all has to come together with the offensive line play, the receivers running these great routes, and he's just in sync. He's kind of in that zone right now, and he'll be the first one to tell you how much his teammates have helped him out today.
He'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Boy, it's so easy to get caught up in the receivers and the quarterback, and your eyes get lost, and forget about the running back. Nice catch and a first down for this offense.
Quick throw, the catch is made. Defense surrounds him, just a short gain on that completion. Here comes the up-tempo offense.
Anytime you have a chance to get this wide receiver isolated, to get the ball in his hands, you do it.
Critical third down play for this offense right here. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Grabbed by the receiver. And they convert on third down, moving the football to the 35. This is turning into a monster day for this quarterback, Kirk. His passing yards now up over 350.
Yeah, and it seems like this defense has tried everything. They're blitzing, they're sitting back in zone, they're trying to double coverage certain receivers. Everything that they've tried is, unfortunately for them, not working because of how well this quarterback is seeing it and throwing today. Well, the defense didn't have any time at all to get pressure on the quarterback. He gets the ball out of his hands pretty quickly on the hitch to the receiver.
To the air, it's Russell. He escapes the pocket. He's going to take off here. Powers through. He'll step out of bounds. Defense keeps that to a very short gain.
Boy, this defense, everything you want from them they do here except contain the quarterback. Nobody's open downfield. They pressure the quarterback. The only problem is they can't keep him short of the first down mark.
The pickup is 7 yards. Now it's 2nd and 3.
These quarterbacks today in the college game are so athletic. They can beat you with their arm, obviously. Just when you think you have them figured out, they tuck the ball and go. I'd expect this defense to put in a spy to keep this quarterback from running.
That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. You've got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired,
the ball is loose. The offense able to fall on the football. Luck lucky to maintain possession there.
Well, just like running backs, quarterbacks, when they decide to pull the ball down and run, they've got to protect it. He left it out away from his body exposed, and it got knocked away. He's very fortunate.
Touchdown, LSU. And that will give them the lead now. Can you say methodical? A marathon march, Kirk, just pounding away and wearing down that defense.
They just kept moving the sticks and moving the sticks until they got into the red zone, and they just kept moving the sticks until they got into the end zone. What a drive.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Hawkins. And they're finally able to bring him down. A big gain to wrap up the third quarter. And notice how the balance of this passing game has been on display here. A whole bunch of guys getting involved catching passes. That's tough to stop. We're set now for the fourth quarter. Who is going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. To throw, it's Bailey. Running back has it on the screen now. Picks up 3 yards, so 2nd and 7.
A lot of times this can be a tough play to defend because you're so concerned with getting pressure on the quarterback. But here the defense does a good job of coming off of coverage and chasing down the receiver.
Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Looking to scramble. And he just throws it away.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket, away from the pressure, and just throw the ball away. See what happens on this next down.
Nice grab there. Would be enough for a first down, but they say he was out of bounds. Bring up 4th down. So here we go. Down 1 score. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. And he's throwing for it on 4th down. Lets it fly to the wideout. What a catch! That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks more than enough for a first down.
That's what you love to see from the quarterback. Recognizing the receivers past the marker. And a good job by the receiver to know where he needed to go to get that first down.
On the ground is Pringle. And he will be stuffed for no gain. They don't block the defensive end and show some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the run as well.
Offense behind the 6 now on 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. They look to throw it here on 2nd down. Looking for the wideout. The sure hands. It's Hawkins.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
Moves out of the pocket. Choosing to just throw the ball away that time. 2nd down play now coming up.
Man, I like this play. Not only is it the right play, throwing it away like that, but given that he had no other option, he just did what he's supposed to do to survive and get ready for this next down.
Dropping back, it's Bailey. Rolls right, trying to make something happen. And left with no option, just has to throw it away. Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this 3rd down. Looking to throw yet again. The pass rush closing in. Oh, the pass rush gets home.
Now they put that nickel defense, and I think that's the right call. You get more speed to be able to cover with those 5 defensive backs, and also allows that defensive line with that good coverage to get after the quarterback, as we see here.
The Gators will bring their punt team on the field now. Looking to kick it away for the 2nd time. See if he can make something happen with the return. Returner tackled right there. That's where we'll start the drive. aggressive will they get with the play call? Here he goes. What a catch and run by the junior. So the explosive play changes the complexion of the drive. They're set up outside the 30 now. And Kirk, that puts him over 150 yards today. He's just putting on a huge show on a big stage.
Yeah, every time he seems to get his hands on a football, he's making big plays. They've built their offense around his playmaking ability, and it's paid off today.
And they make the tackle, but that's a huge chunk play on the scramble. He saw an opening and just went for it. LSU is now operating in the red zone. Now in the red zone, it's Russell. Looking to the end zone. Pass caught. Can he get in? And he scores. Touchdown, Tigers.
This guy's starting to prove that he is a mismatch for this defense. Second touchdown of the day, and a great job by the coordinator continuing to find unique ways to get this guy on one-on-one opportunities for touchdowns.
Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And a misfire there on the kickoff as it goes out of bounds. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. Quarterback appears to be changing the play. Dropping back. It's Baylor. Quick throw. Catch made on the out route. And heads out of bounds after a decent game.
Hey, you're down by a couple possessions late in the game. That's exactly how you want to start this drive. Let's see what they can do with it after that nice game.
Pass caught. Second down now. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up the throw. Finds his man. It's Pringle. To get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion.
Well, Chris, here we are in the fourth quarter. You're down by a couple possessions. Yeah, completion is good, but truly the two most important things, getting the ball downfield to your receivers and making sure they're working to get out of bounds to preserve that clock to be able to get a score, get the ball back, and have a chance to win this game.
The Gators have 1st and 10 here. There's the snap, and he's looking to throw. He's going to take a shot down the left side. Touchdown, Gators. Great catch when they desperately needed it.
And that's his second touchdown today. This guy's winning every one-on-one matchup this defense provides. Great job by the quarterback putting the ball where his guy can make a play on it, and he's got 2 on the board.
So after the touchdown, they'll go for 2 to get within a field goal. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. Pressure is coming. They got him. It's a sack. 2-point try fails, and they can't cut into the lead.
That is the score. LSU 35, Florida 30.
So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Bringing it out. It's Parker. Tackled at the 23, brought it out, tried to make a play, but good coverage that time. Well, this has proven to be a fun one for two teams testing each other, showing their quality, and now who's going to make the push down the stretch and emerge with a huge win.
Well, Chris, this is a huge opportunity. Still with the game in balance, who's going to be able to secure this victory, not only to prove they're the better team, but to also show the committee they're deserving of getting the upper hand when it comes to decision time late in the year. Well, about the only thing that went right for the offense there, Chris, is they kept the ball in bounds to try to keep that clock moving. The defense does their job. They're just trying to think of any way at all to get that ball out and get the ball back to their offense to have a shot here.
Quickly behind the sticks here after the loss. 2nd down and 11. To the air, it's Russell. Makes the throw across the middle of the field. Makes the grab with plenty of room to run. Tackled at the 44, but good enough for a 1st down. Looking for a man. On the move now. Throws it deep downfield to the left. Oh, and he's got it down inside the 20. Touchdown, LSU. The big tight end would not be denied. What a play.
Well, that's why you practice right there, Chris. This offense had the pressure, the game on their back. They deliver, they get a touchdown, and now make this a two-possession game with under 2 to go. Like their odds of closing this game out.
And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And it's a squib kick taken by one of the up men. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. First down, looking to throw the football. He escapes the pocket. And he'll just get rid of it. Incompletion makes it second down. That now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. He's running out of time here. Able to throw it away. He felt the heavy pressure, took a hit, but got rid of the football.
Well, sometimes an answer for an offensive coordinator against a good pass rush is to move the launching point. Move the quarterback from one spot to another to affect the rhythm of the pass rush. That's not having any kind of impact at all on this defense. They're getting after this quarterback no matter where he is. They do a good job of it right here.
Looking to throw. It's Bailey. Moves out of the pocket. Nothing open downfield, so we'll just throw it away.
Well, that's not what you want to see as an offense when you're trailing late in a football game. An incompletion on third down and long. Hey, it's a bit of a risk, but with that clock looking the way it looks right now, I think you got to go for it here and hope to convert on fourth and long.
The offense stays on the field, down multiple possessions. Easy choice. Back goes in motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. Defense is coming after him. Oh, and it's incomplete. It's a turnover on downs. Crucial moment late in this game.
Well, Chris, they just had to go for us here. With the time that they have left, down by a couple possessions, really didn't have much of a choice. A really good effort to go for it, to try to keep this game alive, just not enough.
Breaks free. Motors all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, LSU.
You know, this head coach and even the players always talk about wanting to play a full 4 quarters, and that's what we're seeing right now. I don't think they're interested in running the score up. I just think they're out there executing the plays called. Right now, they continue to put touchdowns up on the board.
See if they can convert the point after. Extra point up and good. A 19-point lead now here in the final quarter. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. Returner looking to make a play here. And he stopped at the 19. Good job by the coverage team. Here's the first play of the drive now to begin at the 19. Back to pass. It's Bailey. Quarterback delivers complete to the right side. Defense makes the recovery a turnover.
How about this defense flying in there trying to get their hat on the ball? They do, and they're able to pounce on it for a big turnover.
Okay, so here comes the LSU offense back on the field. This has been a tremendous performance by this team. Now just the finishing touches. Run out the clock and let the party begin. Oh, what a spin! Well, they move the chains on a clutch drive, and that should be good enough. This was a pressure game. They step up and answer it here and secure a big victory in the middle of the season.
Chris, weeks ago, maybe even all the way back to week 1, we circled this game and knew that...
Touchdown, Tigers! They are pouring it on now.
You know, some people get really upset when you run up the score like this. But for most of the players out there, I think they get it. When you're ahead, you want to win by 100. And when you're behind, you just want it to end.
And the extra point was up and good.
56, Florida, 30.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Hawkins. He's got some daylight turning on the speed. Gets some blocks. Still going. It's a foot race. They can't catch him. Touchdown.
Chris, this is just complete effort by this special teams unit. Every single player true to their assignment, start to finish, end zone to end zone. What a play.
Extra point knocked right down the middle. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away.
Florida, 37.
Bringing it out, it's Parker. It'll be tackled right at the 20. That's a good job by the coverage team.
LSU offense will take over. First and 10.
Here's the first play of the drive now from the 20-yard line. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Fires it to the wideout. Caught over the middle. It's Watkins. Looks like the defense has it for a takeaway.
Boy, incredible job here by this defense to create this turnover. It looked like this game was over, but now with this turnover, they got a chance to get back in the game.
The Florida offense retakes the field. This has been a rough game for these guys. Not much left to do but play for pride. And it's intercepted. Beautiful timing there. And he's wrapped up after a solid return.
Intercepted by LSU.
Well, that interception really about cost them the game here. And I understand. You got to do everything you can to get back in it, down by a couple scores. But the interception, for the most part, seals the deal for the defense.
And the offense trots back out on the field again. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Running out of time in the pocket. Great cut there. Picks up the first and is still going. Quarterback gets down to avoid the tackle. A matchup of two powerful teams this late in the year. We thought it kind of had a playoff preview feel to it, and the higher-ranked team has taken care of business. They're going to emerge, looks like, with a huge W going forward.
I think the thing that really stood...
Looking downfield near the end zone. Touchdown, LSU. They continue to roll up the score.
So much about speculation on whether or not they're going to kick a field goal or go for a touchdown. They put this ball into the end zone, and they put this game out of reach. What a job by this team and by this offense.
Point after, knocked right through. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee and to bring the football to the 25-yard line. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. Dropping back, it's Bailey. Grab down the middle, it's Pringle. So they make the tackle what will be the final play of the game as the clock hits 0-0. This was a case of a higher rank respect.